in the shadowy valleys of Afghanistan, where the echoes of ancient wars still whisper through the mountains, one name struck terror into the hearts of soldiers and civilians alike. Mullah Dadullah, the one-legged warrior, the ruthless enforcer, the man who turned the Taliban into a nightmare for invading forces. But who was he really? How did a simple villager rise to become the most feared Taliban commander? And what dark secrets did he carry to his grave? Stick around, because today, we're diving deep into the untold story of Mullah Dadullah's rise, a tale of blood, betrayal, and unbreakable resolve that will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about the Taliban. If you've ever wondered how one man could inspire such fear and loyalty, this is the video you can't miss. Imagine a young boy, born in the rugged province of Khorasan around 1966, growing up amid the chaos of Soviet occupation. That boy was Akanjada, later known as Mullah Dadullah. His early life wasn't marked by privilege or peace. It was forged in the fires of resistance. As a teenager, he joined the Mujahideen fighters, those legendary warriors battling the Red Army with little more than faith and rifles. But what drove him? Was it the sight of his village bombed to rubble, or the stories of heroes passed down from his elders? Picture this: a wide-eyed youth, hiding in caves, learning to handle an AK-47 before he could fully grow a beard. This wasn't just survival. It was the birth of a legend. And as the Soviets retreated in defeat, Mullah Dadullah emerged not as a victor, but as a man hungry for more, a man who saw jihad not as a war, but as a lifelong calling. Fast forward to 1994, when the Taliban movement swept across Afghanistan like a desert storm. Mullah Dadullah didn't hesitate. He pledged allegiance to Mullah Omar, the enigmatic one-eyed leader who promised order in a land torn by warlords. But here's where the story gets intriguing. Dadullah wasn't just another foot soldier. His ferocity in battle caught Omar's eye, and soon he was climbing the ranks. By 1996, as the Taliban captured Kabul, Dadullah was already a key commander, enforcing Sharia law with an iron fist. Whispers among the ranks spoke of his unyielding devotion. He prayed 5 times a day without fail, even under fire. But beneath that piety lurked a darkness. Did you know he was involved in some of the earliest massacres that stained the Taliban's reputation? In Mazar-i-Sharif, in 1998, thousands of Hazaras were slaughtered under Taliban orders, and Dadullah's forces were at the forefront. Was it strategy or sadism? The survivors' tales paint a picture of a man who saw mercy as weakness, a commander who believed fear was the ultimate weapon. Yet, tragedy struck in 1997, changing Mullah Dadullah forever. During a fierce clash with Northern Alliance forces, he stepped on a landmine. The explosion shattered his leg, leaving him an amputee. Most men would have retired to the shadows, broken and bitter. But not Dadullah. He turned his disability into a symbol of defiance. Fitted with a prosthetic leg, he returned to the battlefield fiercer than ever. Imagine the psychological blow, hobbling through the dust, yet leading charges that routed enemies twice his number. His men called him the lion, but his foes whispered the devil. This moment, this loss, fueled his rage against the world. It was as if the pain in his phantom limb mirrored the agony of a nation under siege. And as the Taliban consolidated power, Dadullah's influence grew. He became the enforcer, the one who ensured loyalty through terror. Stories circulated of public executions. He oversaw beheadings that sent chills through entire provinces. But why? Was it to maintain control, or did something deeper drive him? A personal vendetta against those who opposed his vision of an Islamic emirate. Then came September 11, 2001, the day that changed everything. As American bombs rained down on Afghanistan, the Taliban regime crumbled. Mullah Omar fled into hiding, but Dadullah, he didn't run. He regrouped in the southern mountains, rallying fighters for what would become one of the longest insurgencies in modern history. Here's the untold part. While the world focused on Osama bin Laden, Dadullah was quietly building an alliance with al-Qaeda remnants. He provided safe havens, shared tactics, and even married off relatives to strengthen ties. But was this partnership born of ideology or necessity? Dig deeper, and you find a man pragmatic yet fanatical. He saw the West as infidels invading sacred soil, and he vowed to make them pay. By 2003, as U.S. forces hunted Taliban leaders, Dadullah emerged as the face of resistance. His interviews with Al Jazeera revealed a charismatic speaker, quoting the Quran while promising endless jihad. "We will fight until the last drop of blood," he declared, his eyes burning with conviction. But behind the camera, his methods were brutal. He pioneered the use of suicide bombings in Afghanistan, training young recruits to become martyrs. Imagine the emotional toll. Fathers sending sons to their deaths, all under Dadullah's command. Was he a monster or a mastermind? The families left behind still grappled with that question. As the insurgency intensified, Mullah Dadullah's reputation soared to mythic proportions. In Helmand and Kandahar, his fighters ambushed NATO convoys with deadly precision. He lost count of the battles, but each victory added to his aura. One particularly harrowing tale comes from 2005. Dadullah's forces captured a group of Indian engineers working on reconstruction projects. What happened next shocked the world. Executions broadcasted to instill fear. But here's the curiosity hook. Why target civilians? Some say it was to disrupt Western aid, to show that no one was safe. Others whisper of ransom demands gone wrong. The emotional weight is palpable. Families in distant lands mourning loved ones, while Dadullah justified it as holy war. His one-legged silhouette became a symbol of terror, haunting dreams of soldiers patrolling dusty roads. U.S. intelligence dubbed him high-value target number 1, offering millions for his capture. But Dadullah evaded them time and again, slipping through mountain passes like a ghost. How did he do it? Loyal tribesmen, intricate tunnel networks, or sheer luck? The Untold story reveals a network of spies within Afghan government ranks, feeding him information. Betrayal was everywhere. Yet Dadullah trusted few. His inner circle was bound by blood oaths, unbreakable in the face of torture. Delve into his personal life, and the man behind the myth emerges in shades of gray. Mullah Dadullah had multiple wives and children, hidden in remote villages. He was a father, teaching his sons the ways of jihad from a young age. Imagine bedtime stories, not of fairy tales, but of battles against empires. Yet, his family life was shrouded in secrecy. One wife reportedly escaped to Pakistan, fearing for her life. Did domestic strife fuel his battlefield rage? Or was it the constant threat of drone strikes that kept him moving? In rare moments of vulnerability, captured in smuggled letters, he expressed doubt, not about the cause, but about the cost. "The infidels bring machines of death, but Allah grants us patience," he wrote. This emotional layer adds depth to his character, a zealot torn between duty and despair. As 2006 dawned, Dadullah's campaigns grew bolder. He orchestrated the kidnapping of Italian journalist Daniele Mastrogiacomo, using it as leverage to free imprisoned Taliban. The world watched in horror as videos surfaced, Dadullah's gravelly voice demanding concessions. But curiosity builds. Was this a sign of desperation, or a calculated move to expose Western weaknesses? The negotiation-s twists, a prisoner swap that saved the journalist but cost Afghan lives, highlight Dadullah's cunning. He played the media like a fiddle, turning atrocities into propaganda gold. Yet, even legends fall. By early 2007, coalition forces closed in. Intelligence pinpointed Dadullah in Helmand province, where he was planning a spring offensive. On May 12, a joint operation involving U.S., British, and Afghan special forces raided his compound. Gunfire erupted in the dead of night. Dadullah fought fiercely, but outnumbered and outgunned, he fell. His body, riddled with bullets, was displayed to confirm the kill. But here's the emotional punch. His death sent shockwaves through the Taliban. Fighters mourned him as a martyr, vowing revenge. Funerals turned into rallies, with chants echoing his name. The U.S. celebrated a victory, but did they? Dadullah's legacy lived on. His tactics inspired a new generation of commanders, like Muller, Baradar, and Sirajuddin Haqqani. The insurgency didn't weaken, it evolved. Questions linger. Was his death a setup by rivals within the Taliban? Rumors suggest internal power struggles, with some accusing him of being too extreme. Or was it flawless intelligence? Declassified reports hint at a turned informant, a betrayal that cut deep. Reflecting on Mullah Dadullah's rise, one can't ignore the human cost. Thousands died under his command. Soldiers, civilians, even his own men. Yet, to his followers, he was a hero, defending faith against invaders. This duality fuels endless debate. Was he a product of war, or its architect? His untold story reveals a man shaped by loss, the leg, the comrades, the dreams of a pure Afghanistan. Emotional curiosity draws us in. What if he had chosen peace? Could history have turned differently? As we ponder, remember the survivors' voices, widows in Kabul, orphans in Eurozgan, all bearing scars from his era. Dadullah's shadow looms large, a reminder that in conflict, heroes and villains blur. But the story doesn't end here. Dadullah's influence persists in today's Taliban government, where his hardline views echo in policies. High-ranking officials credit him with keeping the flame of resistance alive during dark days. Yet, criticism mounts. Human rights groups decry the brutality he normalized. Digging deeper, his family's saga continues. Sons reportedly active in the movement, carrying the torch. One allegedly leads a faction in southern Afghanistan, perpetuating the cycle. Emotional threads pull at our hearts. Generations trapped in violence, yearning for escape. Curiosity peaks. Will they break free or repeat the past? As we wrap this journey into the rise of Mullah Dadullah, the most feared Taliban commander, let us pause on his final words in that infamous interview. Death is better than surrender. Chilling, isn't it? It captures the essence of a man who lived and died by the sword. His untold story isn't just history. It's a mirror to ongoing conflicts, urging us to understand the roots of extremism. If this gripped you, hit that subscribe button now for more untold stories from the front lines of history. For your next video, visit the channel and dive into the secrets of Afghanistan's hidden warriors.